Well, welcome all you brave hearts. Welcome to BHN TV station coming to you on all of the social media channels. And what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about detoxing because nothing else matters in your body if you can't remove the waste that's been created from all those essential body systems. And guess who's on the other end of the show today? Dr. Server. So let's understand detoxing with calcium ion therapy. Good morning, Dr. Server. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. Good morning. Everything is fine. How about you? Are you doing okay? Are we feeling very comfortable for this detox session?
Yes, I am ready to roll, feeling good. And yes, so yeah, let's go with our slides. This is looking like the Garden of Eden here. So let's dive
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. May I share the screen? Thank you. I guess you are able to see.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really good to talk about detox because detox is a very different area. It's like a integration between medical world and naturopathic world because it's becoming very famous in uh, all healthcare professionals. So we want to understand the detox and how it is affecting our life, and especially for healthcare professional, it is very good to know that detox is changing patients' quality life. At the same time, it is increasing the speed of the treatment. So when we think about detox, we have to remember that we are not just cleaning our body, we are also opening the blockage before the treatment, because for lots of time patients are suffering from lots of different type of chronic disease, but without detox we have to remember that our cells are not ready for treatment properly because they are busy with lots of things, just like our organs, liver and kidney. Also, our cells are trying to remove all these toxins. So we have to know that calcium has a very straightforward connection with the cellular detox. So cellular detox shouldn't be separated from our cells communication. And when we say detox, we are not talking about like strong pills or medications that cleaning our cells. We are talking about our own body's power, because uh, we have to say that our body is ready to help us, and it has lots of function, especially inside the cell, for cleaning our cells, for making our mitochondria much more powerful. And our body needs to clean every day for this all detox process, because we want to clean our intracellular level, which means inside the cell we are ready, but our body needs to know, what am I going to do? We have problem, we have to clear these toxins, but how can we do that, Dr. Sandra?
Exactly. We're really excited because this is our whole world, right? We teach people about how to, how to get proper nutrients in, even just the proper way to chew it so your digestion starts the right way. So to understand the detox, the other end of things in a more fuller sense, and also increase our education about one of the favorite products on our lineup, the calcium ion therapy line with the Merigen, Alzagen, Cardigen, Dentagen, Ozo Junior, and Megagen, right? This is really just going to help us bring our general knowledge much higher. And we've already had some feedback in the Facebook channel. thanks for these interviews. People are really thankful for the education, Dr. Server. So, we're here. Daryl wants to train and teach and educate first. And then, we can all then understand what we need on that cellular level.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much. So I'm also happy to talk about and to learn with you about detox and all this process. And when we think about detox, I remember one thing. Couple years ago, my father was telling me that, Sarah, you are talking about detox, but if I remember my father, they didn't know anything about this detox and they were very healthy. But what they didn't know was in that time, life was very natural, but it didn't stay with that way. So now we have lots of problem in our lives, such as processed food and also fast food, working with lots of problem, heavy metals, and everything is causing toxins inside the cell. So life is not same. For that reason, now we have to talk about that. It is understandable that they were fine, but we are not in the same nature. We are not in the same area. So we have to work with the detox. And detox is very important, especially when we think about liver and kidney, because they are working as a silent worker for detox. They are cleaning our blood. Also, they are looking at the inside the cell. If there is something is wrong, or if we have something for a long period of time, so liver and kidney is detecting that, and then they are doing their job very strictly. They are removing this stuff, but for removing them, they need their proper calcium. They need active ionic calcium for remove this calcium, because these toxins are should move from endoplasmic reticulum and organelles inside the cell. Also, powerhouse mitochondria. It is very good organelle. It is a powerhouse, so it is very important for fatigue. But if it's not working properly because of too much calcium, then guess what? We are going to face with the fatigue. So by itself, it's like a disease. Sometimes it is hard to find why this fatigue is happening. There is no disease, there is no cancer, there is no any type of neurodegenerative disease, but still, because your mitochondria is not working properly, it is ready to work for oxygen. Because lots of people can be surprised with this. They might think that our cells not working with the oxygen, but cells are directly working with the oxygen for producing energy. But in that moment, mitochondria is vulnerable if calcium is too much.
Fascinating. Yeah. And when you say life was much more natural, I think we also moved a heck of a lot more, right? Think about how many people are sedentary, right? And when I'm done these shows, the first thing on my list, and then my team knows it, I get up and go for a walk, right? Oh, there, my phone's ringing. I didn't turn that off. Sorry about that. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Rafa, you maybe mute me. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get back to the show. Yeah, people moved more, right? And so even just on a lymphatic system, it had a lot better chance to do its job because your movement, your contraction of your muscles and right, move that lymph system. And so now we sit at a computer all day, we got blue light pouring through our eyes all day long, and then we don't have the proper active version of calcium in our body. So think about how many things are building up on us that we cannot detox properly.
Yeah. And when we say detox, I guess they are just thinking about um, juice cleans, like drinking something which is not amusable, but it is not just that. It is very different. Detox is completely about our cells. Inside the cells, it's working with the communication between cells. So if we give proper calcium, then communication give a chance to remove all these toxins, and then our cell will going to be able to breathe properly. And when we say detox, I think also, Dr. Sandra, you might agree with me, they might think about being hungry, doing lots of different things. So I guess they are not feeling comfortable with detox because of making it hard.
Yeah, and you know what? People just think detox and they think harshness as well. They think, oh, I need to do something really strong for that kidney. I need to do a gallbladder. Boy, it's going to really put me under. That's what I talk to people a lot about is, hey, Dr. Darrell Wolfe does not believe in a harsh detox, right? And just like you said, when those cells can't breathe, right? Some people will say cellular respiration. It is simply life happening at a cellular level, right? Nutrients in, cell does its job, waste out. Cellular respiration that the cells can't, it just can't do its job. And it is just a normal function for every day, for sure.
And it's really interesting because when I start to think about detox, I was putting that word harsh protocol. And then I started to think I should erase the word harsh, but you said same thing because yeah, it's harsh, but we we have to
Well,
think
no,
that
I'm saying it shouldn't be harsh. It's
yeah,
just normal. It's just our bodies get so built up over time. We get sluggish. They don't remember what to do. They don't get this signal that their life is over, and they don't go through the natural apoptosis process of cell die-off. So we just, oh, right? And then, of course, Doc of Detoxers, you know that Dr. Darrell Wolfe talks first and foremost about your belief systems. So if you're going through a period of your life where you feel pressured, your whole body is going to interpret that and then act accordingly. So many different ways to talk about why we're not detoxing properly. But we definitely believe it should be natural and gentle and every day. That's definitely a part of the world of Doc of Detox.
that's right. And also I know that Dr. Wolf is also thinking close things. He's thinking that your body is working for you, so you have to take care of yourself. Same thing is happening inside ourselves. Our body is trying to help us with correcting. As a mentor, I can say that calcium is like our cell mentor to teach us how can we remove this detox, how can we increase our energy level, how can we help for brain fog. It's sometimes especially effective. It is affecting the patient who is working very hard. Maybe they are sitting on the table, but they are constantly using their mind. So they have to take this detox. They have to think about that. And also they have to improve their digestion with the appropriate detox.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. And again, nice and gentle every day. Your daily cleansing tea is going to detox every single organ, every single detox organ, nice and gentle every day. And our base products of the humic and fulvic in the few different product names, black gold, black diamond, the straight humic, the straight fulvic, the tummy love. All those are natural detoxers. So we're simply wanting to bring your body back up to the normal level of detoxification it should be at. And the calcium therapy fits right in with that. It's simply bringing our body back to where it should be.
Yeah. And also, we have to know that calcium moves all these toxins from inside the cell to outside. And it is also helping us to remove all these heavy metals that which shouldn't stay over there. The reason why they are sitting over there, because they are binding to elements, they are binding to electrons or whatever is staying over there, it is trying to stay over there, but we don't want to get this heavy metals and all these toxins. So without calcium, detox is not going to be easy. It's not going to be possible because our body has calcium. Our body has language as a calcium signaling. It's a crew for us. It's a crew for detox. We have to let this crew to do their job as soon as possible.
Perfect. Well, that's fascinating. Calcium ionic therapy is going to help us move heavy metals out. And we know that the cleanliness and the purity of our humectant fulvic, it is in the perfect form to bind to those heavy metals and move them all the way out of the body. So fantastic. Calcium ionic therapy is going to up our ability to remove heavy metals.
Yeah, that's right. Calcium is coming from everywhere, especially inside the cell. If we think about this chaos, we have lots of pathway for lots of function, including protein digestion, including fat, including carbohydrate. So all these pathways are working at the same time. So for all these dimensions, we have to remember that calcium has to flow very fluently. If calcium is not coming over there, if you don't have that enough calcium, which means your bone, again, poor bone, will give calcium for helping this detox. So we don't want to include our bone. We don't want to harm our bone. We want to give active ionic calcium directly. So with this chaos, calcium is going to increase. If you don't give appropriate calcium, it is going to increase the stress inside the cell. If we increase that, then this harmful molecules going to cause oxidative stress, which means cell will going to die. Cell will going to take a signal as a you have to die, because normally cells are having their life with the appropriate time, and then we are losing that cells. And we have to remember that when these cells die, still our body is not removing all the part. It is taking whatever is necessary for our body. It's a cleanup process. But when we don't give this calcium, it is immediately causing cell death, which means we are not going to protect our body from infections, from immune attack, and all the degenerative disease going to start with this oxidative stress. Name is very small, oxidative stress, but effect is tremendous. We can say for lots of disease, this is the primary cause. So if we solve this stress with detox process, we are going to win this game, Dr. Sandra.
Fair enough. Yeah. And when calcium ionic signaling fails, read this slide carefully, guys. Cells fall into chaos. And if there's enough chaos around us in this world, we want to make sure on a cellular level, we do not have chaos there, that we are living in this peaceful place, right? The world might fall apart around us, Dr. Server, but we teach we got to keep at least this zone and preferably our whole body calm. We need to make choices. We need to understand what's going on because we've got ourselves and our families to protect.
Yeah. And especially, maybe this could be interesting for lots of patients. When we rest, we might think that our cells are waiting or they are refreshing, but what they think is, okay, guys, he's resting. Now let's clean up. Let's do it our job. We don't have to focus all other things. We have to clean up. We have to think about this detox. So this resting time is also important for detox. But again, without proper tools, calcium, if it's not coming inside the cell, even resting will not going to helpful remove all these toxins.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sorry. And when we think about detox system, it is basically resetting our body, especially from inside the cell. It is actually working with the enzymes. Enzymes are very important. And when we say enzyme, that means we are talking about lots of function, including digestion, including protection from the infection, because even for killing cells, we need enzymes. These enzymes are regulated by the calcium. So if you are not giving proper calcium to the cell, that means you don't have mentor for your cells. So they will not going to know that should I die or should I go ahead, or what am I gonna do with this, let's say, poison, with this toxin? Are we going to give this to the liver, or should we remove it? Should we remove this potassium? It's very strict regulation, but only work with the regulation of the calcium.
Fascinating. Yeah. So just like I said before, that if the cell doesn't know to do that little apoptosis process, do its little self-analysis, and those cells linger, it's very easy for them to mutate and become something that wasn't supposed to be, right, Dr. Server?
That's right. That's right. I guess it's very interesting to dive in that type of topic, because when you are sick, it's very sad. Yeah, that's very sad. But we are vulnerable. We want to find the solution, and we are focusing on the symptomatic field. We are trying to get painkiller. We are trying to get specific drugs. I'm not saying that painkiller are shouldn't used, but first we have to think about preventing disease. We have to think about natural side. How can we prevent before getting sick? Because there is a long period of time as a silent period for disease. In that period, if we work with the detox, then we can prevent us from lots of different type of degenerative disease.
Exactly. And Dr. Darrell Wolfe, do you know what he says about pain, Dr. Server? He said, pain is your GPS. And yeah, if it gets severe, you might need to do something else about it. There's lots of natural remedies to, peppermint, to stretching and all sorts of things. But we need to understand that underlying cause, just like you said, and not just try to keep dealing with the symptoms, because, we need to fully connect with what's going on. We don't need to shut the body up or shut the body down. We need to understand what that root cause. And guys, if some of you are brand new out there, and we know we are bringing in so many new people every single day, check out dockofdetoxstore.com, check out bhnapp.com, because we are growing by such leaps and bounds. We are pretty sure that censorship is going to come back our way. So definitely get on bhnapp.com so that you can get access to shows like this, our library, access to practitioners and all sorts of things there. You can also head to just plain old dockofdetox.com. You'll find links into absolutely every part of the business. So let's keep going with our topic today, passive transportation.
Yeah, AIC, active ionic calcium, is working from our stomach. So when we get active ionic calcium, it is going to put active ionic calcium to the blood directly. It is not going to go to the small intestine, which is very important. We don't need to spend energy for taking this active ionic calcium. So for that reason, it is very good to know that we have available active ionic calcium in our body. And with calcium, we have to know that even with the normal laboratory, we can have tons of problem. I guess you were saying a minute ago, Dr. Sandra was saying that we can have pain. Yeah, that's right. We can have lots of symptom in our body, but we shouldn't be angry with that symptoms. Our body is trying to tell us something. If we cover these symptoms, then we will not going to be able to find the reason, because reason is the main problem for naturopathic medicine. It is the main concern for natural medicine. So when we look at the laboratory, sometimes patient can come without nothing, only symptoms or only small things that patient is saying us. And then looking at the blood test is sometimes may not give us a whole picture, because These tests are not looking for toxins. So they have very small type of tests that showing the toxins, but it is not that common. So we have to focus on our cells actions, how they are acting with the toxins. So blood test is fine, but patient is not fine, suffering from pain. They are telling us their problem. So this is sometimes coming with the fatigue. So they are taking tons of tests, including CT and blood test and all EKG, the other tests, but without nothing. They are suffering from that, and getting vitamin and all different type of treatment is not helping them. Why? Because their calcium is dysregulated, so their calcium level is not balanced. So with this imbalance, no matter what you do, you are not going to clean up all these toxins because your crew is not ready to do their job. Sometimes patient can come with the muscle aches and also pale skin. We can see different type of symptoms, but these are not just symptoms. We have to remember these are warning sign for us. We have to realize something is going on over there, and if we don't take an action, Dr. Sandra.
Yeah, if we don't take the right actions, then things are going to keep building, and then you are going to go, then you are going to just head for trouble. So we need to pay attention to the symptoms. We need to learn what those root causes could be. These are great indications. Pale skin, nail ridges, muscle aches. These are the red flags we're supposed to be looking to, right? These are whispers from our cells asking for detox help, not for something that's going to shut the body down. So everything here, I'm just so impressed on how this lines up. And like I seen a couple slides down the road, calcium isn't just for your bones. So I'm so happy we're having this conversation today. I probably should have realized because the ionic signaling is the most important signaler. So how could it not relate to the detox? So I'm thanking you personally for this conversation today, my dear.
Yeah. Yeah, we also have to think about maintenance. We have to think about ourselves. So we are seeing the all the dimension of the problems. So heavy metals are in our home, not it is very far away. It is very close to us. So when we look at the toxins, heavy metals, they are affecting all the systems, including lung and liver and circulatory system. So the reason is because it is affecting our DNA. It is affecting protein folding. So if you say something is affecting DNA, then conversation is over. That means you are going to affect everywhere. So if you think about nerve system, calcium signaling, if there is a problem, will not going to work, then neurotransmitter are not going to give their function properly. So all these heavy metals are going to cause lots of systemic disease, including skins. Maybe when we think about detox, they might think that, yeah, skin is important, but of course, not just skins. All the systems is coming from calcium with the communication between cells. Especially if we look at the neurons, this might look something small picture, but if this movement from one neuron to the other neuron is not working, it can even cause paralyze. We can't even move our hand if this neurotransmitter action is not working. So small action will cause lots of huge problem.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that's fabulous. Toxins block calcium, damage your mitochondria, drain your energy, twist your cells, communication, changing how you heal, right? This is all fascinating, love. The problem isn't your willpower, it's calcium trapped by metal chaos.
And if we free the calcium, then this detox will work very properly. And we have a secret healing team in our body, especially in the skin. It's touching, heat, and calcium. So let me explain, what does it mean? Our skin is very sensitive. If we touch our skin, it is triggering sensors inside the cell, epidermis. Inside the skin, we have lots of cells. Upper surface is ready for these sensors. So when we touch, our sensors are telling to the cells, okay, guys, you have to move calcium inside the cells for action. For doing what? For protecting us from the enemies. So if it's heat, again, we have sensors. These sensors are affecting intracellular level for calling calcium. So if these are giving a message to the intracellular level, then calcium is moving, then our skin is protecting itself from the damage, including UV and including all other toxins and harmful any type of element. If they are coming, our sensors are ready. But with sensor, yeah, that's good. We can affect our body if you have a proper calcium level, if you have regulated calcium. If you don't have, then you are ringing, you are knocking the door, but they are not opening. So that's the huge problem. We have to remember that we have to balance our calcium level for this secret healing team to work properly.
Again, you're blowing my mind here, Dr. Server, right? Because I always, when we finish the show, we always read through our Braveheart oath, and I say, hey, skin to skin contacts, where it at? If you're needing to develop that connection with body, put your hand on your heart and read your Braveheart oath, right? So that's fascinating. But I want to ask a question specifically. You've got here in the middle, it says itch mediators. Can you maybe talk a little bit about that? Because sometimes people are calling in going, listen, my body's just going crazy and I'm itching everywhere and I'm not understanding. So can you highlight that part of your slide for me?
Yeah, I have to say that mediators, if we think with the easy way for grabbing subject, we have lots of tiny molecule inside the cell and also outside the cell. These are working with our immune system. It's including histamine. It's including immune molecules. These molecules are normally made for proper protection for our immune system, for our skin. But if we need detox, if we have problem, then these mediators are working much more than it's necessary. If we increase the level of these mediators, or if we increase the threshold for this mediators sensitivity, then itch is coming. Then we are going to face with all this disease, including neurodermatitis, including contact dermatitis, including psoriasis. So these are coming from these mediators. So autoimmune disease are very important topic. Whenever they have time, they should also read about the immune system, because our body is thinking that enemy is my body. So fighting to ourselves is going to cause lots of problem. So these mediators are normally made for good purpose, but because of this toxins, heavy metals, all these problems are increasing the sensitivity of these mediators, because this is going to bring huge itching problem.
Fabulous. That's amazing. Thank you for that explanation.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah. So when we look at the calcium, how it is affecting, I also want to look how it is affecting patients, because calcium is working with the skin. It is also working with the system, with the liver. So how can we combine detox and how can we think about all the disease if we remove all this problem from our body? Let's look at the skin disease. Let's look at psoriasis case.
Hmm.
This patient is 25-year-old from Indonesia and diagnosed with psoriasis in 2017. So when patients start to use calcium ion therapy, patient was suffering from all these lesions. And before they come to the doctors, lots of time they are using tons of different type of treatment, including steroid and including hormonal therapy, but it wasn't helpful for this patient. When this patient start to use calcium ion therapy, from the beginning, we may see that it is having healing reaction, which is perfectly normal. We can sometimes have this healing reaction, but and then keep using calcium ion therapy is showing this tremendous results. So it took more than a year to find this scar completely fine, more than 1 year, but we can say that it was very effective for psoriasis case, which is very tough cases. I'm quite sure that you also had this type of patients. So it is very hard for patients, especially if it's female. I can't imagine how they are feeling. Sometimes they don't want to go to somewhere. It is also causing depression. Isn't that, Dr. Sandra?
Yeah, and even just the reality of listen, the second picture showed a little bit more symptoms there. That is sometimes the way when you get the body starting to work properly, it's like, okay, now we can deal with it. And sometimes it'll look a little bit worse right away. I definitely dealt specifically with that with a gentleman, and he was a little bit of a diplomat. And so he was very upset that this wasn't simply going to just go away, that he had to go through a little bit of a healing cycle. So, yeah, thank you for that explanation. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's thank you.
And then also just to talk about Doc of Detox too, because we always teach that anything happening for the skin is a reflection of that large intestine. So, right, look at what this person was able to get for their results in their body. And we know that they weren't on the Doc of Detox products. This was simply adding in the calcium ionic therapy and look at the results that they had. So I think it's a wonderful addition to our lineup of products and just know that if you were going to take the ionic therapy as well as the black gold and black diamond and tea, think about how much faster this healing process could have been.
That's right. So, young woman, it was the problem coming from the calcium balance. So, balancing her calcium flow was the result. So, it was the solution for this patient. So, if you don't do that, we are going to face also dry skin. So, for lots of patients, they are trying to moisturize, but we have to remember that without regulation of the calcium, you are not going to remove this dryness and also inflammation. Just like Dr. Sandra said, skin has a very tight connection with our digestive system. And also, we have to remember stress, anxiety has huge connection with our digestive system. Why? Because the ninth nerve, which is vagus nerve has a connection with our digestive system. If you have stress, if you have anxiety, suddenly you can say that I have stomach ache. So it is because coming from that nerve, it's a huge nerve. Even uh, when you feel something not that sad, still you might feel problem in your digestive system. So for psoriasis case, yeah, we had tremendous good result, but not just only skin disease can have this result.
Perfect.
And this is another case, 64-year-old man living with HIV. And it's very normal that feeling weak, tired, and stuck. So with all the symptoms, patients are also suffering from infections because their immune system is very suppressed. So infections, even small infection can cause huge problem for this type of patients. So weakness is a huge problem. Quality life is very low. So for this patient from the beginning, they had very high level of viral load. Viral load means this patient had tons of virus, more than 2,000, which means this patient needs immediate action. So immune system is trying to fight, but immune system is very weak. So we have to help this patient. And we have to restore our immune system. So when this patient start to use calcium ion therapy, just with 6 days, things was just changed so fast. And we have to say that, of course, it is not always with 6 days, but depend on patient's condition. But with calcium ion therapy, viral load was going so fast down. So after using this treatment, patient was feeling much more comfortable. Fatigue was not over there. So we should say that it's a kind of natural defense of our body. We are not talking about the medication, drugs. We are talking about our own body's adjustment. We are helping our body. We are helping our cells to heal itself. So if you give the proper tools, then fighting with the infections, fighting with this type of disease will be very easy.
Perfect. We definitely hear from people that are really, really seriously ill and they see results fairly quick. So for people with kind of regular symptoms, we definitely suggest, hey, do it at least the 2 times a day. The more serious, the more frequent you need to do it. And just stay consistent for a good 3 or 4 months and stay in contact with us as well. So that's fabulous. Calcium signals uh, guides the detox and skin renewal.
Yeah, calcium is very interesting elements in skin. Because of the detox, I also wanted to focus on the skin. We have to remember that one of the purpose of our skin is protecting us. It's a shield for us. So how it is doing this, if you see this shield very healthy, then aging will stop. We will prevent this aging. So if you are not helping your skin, then aging will going to speed up because you are going to be vulnerable for all the toxins. And our skin is also working with all the elements, including oxygen, carbon dioxide, including everything that is around our area. So when we have good skin, when we have good calcium regulation inside the epidermis, which is skin cells, then we are going to have a good protection of the skin cells. So skin cells need your help. Your cells need your help. They are over there. As I said, if they are dry, if they are losing their firmness, then you are not going to able to help your body to remove all these toxins. Dr. Sandra?
That's perfect. Yeah, I actually didn't think about the skin condition and affecting the aging and being that protective barrier. I should have. It's quite logical now that you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess uh, because of the calcium's structure, it is not sometimes easy to remember that calcium can be in everywhere. Calcium is basically working for us as a barrier. So it's a huge barrier. It is ready to interact with whatever is over there. So the reason why calcium ion therapy is working is calcium ion therapy is free. It is not going to bind to albumin, to any protein. So when this calcium came, it is just like a soldier ready to work, ready to fight. So if there is something that is causing toxins or any type of problem with the cells, so this active ionic calcium, when it comes, it is going to give a signal to cells. It's called ChemK. It's a tiny molecule that is desperately looking for calcium in front of the door of the cell. So when we have calcium, this sensor is telling that, hey guys, calcium is here. Let's open the machine. We have fuel. So this fuel is not in the trunk, it's in the tank, which means it is ready for power. I guess that's the reason why calcium is so much important, because we don't have that appropriate tools. Dr. Sandra?
Perfect. I think that's fabulous, love. I really impressed with what I've learned today, and I know our crew out there in the world of Doc of Detox and the BHN TV station is going to be very impressed. Thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see what we're going to learn next week. So I hope you cook up a good show for us next week, Dr. Server.
Yeah, hopefully we will have a very good topic, and let's see what will gonna happen. And I'm really glad to be with you. Thank you very much for this great opportunity to learn together calcium.
Yeah. So one more slide shows us all the different options. There is Merigen, Alzagen, Densigen, Cartigen, Megagen, and Ozo Junior. So we've got the full lineup of different focus areas. Ozo Junior's dosed for a smaller body, 12 and under. Megagen, if you feel like your body is at that pretty good level and you just want to make sure you're taking in the little bit of calcium ionic therapy. Cartigen will especially focus on cartilage and bone. Dentigen, the dental region. Alzagen, neurological related. That was a fascinating show we did about the Alzagen. And your Merigen is kind of your powerhouse. We always say it's your best cost benefit ratio.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you have a great day. I've got to make sure that our team out there, our brave hearts, know what all's going on in the world of DACA Detox. So I'll keep going and make sure they know what's up. And I can't wait to meet with you next week, Dr. Server.
Thank you, Dr. Sandra. I hope you have a very good day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. And he's very gracious with Dr. Sandra. Of course, we know that just simply means we're a teacher. So I'm very happy to be on this team and help to bring this information to you. But let's talk about some very high-level collaborations. We've got all of these very important people coming in, but a highlight of 18 world healing leaders is going to be on June 8th, and it is called Healers of the Faith. It is a BHN TV special online world event with Dr. Judy Mikovits, and like I said, 18 world leading healers. Sunday, June 8th, is going to be the main show on Facebook and all the various social media channels. 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Monday and Wednesday, Q&As, Monday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Sign up at bhnuniversity.com so you can get in on that Zoom link and see that show. Then July, we've got another powerhouse. Sunday, July 13th, another BHN TV special world event. Dr. Dana Granberg Neal, Dr. Simone Gold, Dr. Daryl Wolfe, and 18 world leading healers. And this is called Gold Care. So, like I said, Sunday, July 13th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, same format, Monday Q&A, Wednesday Q&A. Sign up at bhnuniversity.com. Right now in the store, we've got the Braveheart Nation Memorial Sale going on until June 1st, up to 40% off. Head to docofdetoxstore.com. And like I mentioned before, we are growing at such leaps and bounds that we want to let you know what if the shadow banding is coming back and will they allow us to continue this fast-paced growth, right? So we want to make sure that that 20,000 people are in the app and it's getting very, very close, if not past that already. But the 20,000 new Bravehearts every day, we don't ever want to lose contact with you. So to make sure that happens, get to bhnapp.com, stay connected, and unite, right? Freedom and health and healing for all there. And the app, here's a nice picture of it. You go to bhnapp.com, download it on your phone, your tablet, your device. And inside the app, here are the features. Let's track your perfect day. Let's get the news and events. Let's look at the New World Practitioner Map, right? People that have taken the course with Dr. Gerald Wolfe, and you'll have seen lots of one-a-days if you're following Dr. Gerald Wolfe's page, coming from the course that Dr. Gerald Wolfe taught. His son now, Dr. Sage Wolfe, is teaching the Wolfe Non-Surgical. So you're going to see lots of people there that are either training for their own knowledge or they're training to become a practitioner. So inside the app, the New World Practitioner Map is where you can see who your closest practitioner is. The Evolve section is the world's largest free online library of videos, guides, and audios for self-healing. Connect is your chat function, right? With Bravehearts around the world. Post some great stuff there. Try to keep it uplifting and happy is my personal opinion, but share information. And sometimes we do have some more negative information that we do need to educate each other with, but we definitely want to be elevating ourselves, don't we? And then the perfect match, because once we elevate ourselves, we want to find a partner, don't we? To get into the perfect match, you have to do the 33-day video series of the Braveheart Emotional Intelligence Masterclass, and then you can go in and see who you can get matched up with. A moment reminder is a lovely Tibetan bell. You can set it to go off whenever it works for you, every 5 minutes if you're in the very beginning and you know that subconscious brain is always running you ragged and you need to get it in line. Every Tibetan bell every 5 minutes, bring you back to that center is a wonderful way to help to crack that coconut. So go to bhnapp.com and get it downloaded wherever you want and help unleash that self-love and self-care. Now, as I mentioned, Dr. Sage Wolfe is in Stuart, Florida right now. He is teaching the Wolfe Non-Surgical. And if you stay on the Facebook, you will see daily posts there of them teaching from the course. Once he's done teaching that course, he will then be doing treatments and consultations from June 6th to June 10th. So give a call to Deborah 305-342-9559. And if you're wanting to chat directly with Dr. Sage Wolfe because you're just not sure what you would need for your body, then you can definitely reach out to him, 250-801-5673. And so in each location, he is going to be doing all of these treatments, the Wolfe Non-Surgical, the cell sonic regeneration, the thermography, and a consultation along with the thermography. That thermography is fabulous. It's going to give you a picture of where your body will be at 7 to 10 years out if you don't take any action right now. And then, of course, it is really nice addition to do the heavy metal testing and figure out what sort of load of heavy metals is in your system. After he's done in Stuart, he's going to be heading to Calgary, Alberta, Thursday, June 26th to June 30th. Call Lorraine to book 403-605-9216. All these dates and times are also going to be found on bhnuniversity.com. Okay, after he's done there, he's heading to Occidental, California for July 20th to July 29th. You're going to call Cheryl to book 707-322-1979. And Rafa, if you want to just take my picture off so that people can see those phone numbers, that's fine. We don't need to always be looking at my face. People need those phone numbers, right? So if you want to take my picture off the slide, that's fine with me. And then from after he's done in Occidental, California, then he's going on to Los Angeles, California, for July 31st to August 7th. Call Narin to book 386-631-4066. Then up to Montreal, Quebec. You're going to call Christian to book August 23rd to Monday, September 1st. Then here is the lineup of all those dates, and you can see that in Calgary, he's also going to teach the Wolfe Non-Surgical before he does those treatments. And in Los Angeles, pardon me, clearing my throat, they're going to be doing the Wolfe Non-Surgical after he's done those treatments as well. And then up to Montreal, Quebec. Sign up at bhnuniversity.com or find those host phone numbers and give them a call to get booked in. The 2025 course calendar, they are doing the Wolfe Non-Surgical right now in Stuart, Florida. Then they're going to be heading to Calgary to do the Wolfe Non-Surgical, doing treatments. I think he's doing treatments before. Then he's going to be teaching the Wolfe Non-Surgical. Then the Lorraine and the team of ladies is going to be teaching the women's pelvic restoration. Los Angeles is both courses whole life health certified, September 13th. To the 21st, and then Wolfe Non-Surgical is October 8th to October 19th, a little bit of a break in between those two courses. And then in Ixtapa, Mexico, our beautiful home location for the clinic is going to be teaching all the courses, whole life health certified, October 29th. Wolfe Non-Surgical starting on November 9th, and then the women's pelvic restoration starting on November 21st. You're getting the whole meal deal there. And take note, USA financing available at bhnuniversity.com. Now, we are doing all of this so that we can help you move from patient to healer and from victim to braveheart, right? And you can do some of this. You can learn how to do this at the DoD 5-star Healing and Training Center in beautiful Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. We are broadcasting this show across all our social media channels: Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, Telegram, and BitChute. And then, because we love to teach first, get these audios downloaded. That was a fabulous show we just did. And if you want to really lean in on that and make sure you heard everything that Dr. Server said, these audios will be up on these various locations: Spreaker, Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, Audible, and also in the BHN TV station for all your audios. Now, for all these products that we've been talking about, you can go to shopdodnow.com because we've got fulfillment centers in US, Canada. Canada also services international locations, and we have an Australian warehouse down there as well for all our exciting friends down under. Okay, if you love Doc of Detox and you love talking about Doc of Detox, we want to put some money back in your pocket. Why not? Let's spread the joy, right? Become an affiliate partner. Sign up at docofdetoxpartner.com. Earn commissions on referrals to docofdetoxstore.com. And if you are a health professional and you're already selling products, or you have a location where you could sell products, we would love for you to be a wholesale buyer. Call Dr. Dara Wolfe directly to set this up. 469-861-9454, or Dr. Wolfe is extension 5 on the toll-free line. That's 855-900-4544, or shoot us off an email at office.docofdetox@gmail.com. And this is one of the premier packages that we've put together because this is what we need. If you are interested in leading a clinic and helping restore the health
of your fellow man, a DoD Power Pack Clinic is the way to go. You purchase this, you get a free 23-day professional training with that. So head to dodpowerpack.com for all the information about the the cell sonic regeneration and the cardio med bed. Financing is available for both of these, for the DoD Power Pack and for the course load. So whether you're taking the Whole Life Health Certified, the Wolfe Non-Surgical, or both those put together, that makes up the New World Practitioner, you can get financing. So head to those two websites, dodpowerpack.com or bhnuniversity.com. And let's talk about Ixtapa, Mexico, that DoD 5-star World Healing and Training Retreat. The website is got the number in it. So DoD5star.com and check out that location. It is dreamy. I think I'm planning on being there for October, Rafa. So we'll be able to say hello and give you a hug. You're such an important part of the team. And Cynthia and everybody else that's working in the studio down there. But if you want to go down there, check out dod5star.com. You can simply go for a vacation if there's no treatments or trainings booked. You can go down there for a juice retreat. You can book your own personal treatments and trainings. So it is an absolutely dream place to be. And I think it's important if you're going to learn and you take the courses, I think you kind of have to get out of your own space and be willing to look at life in a different way to fully crack that coconut. Here's some lovely pictures showing the location where you can sit and have some quiet moments. You can swim in the pool and you can get some of that Wolfe Non-Surgical and all the energy medicine devices there. Now, if you can't make it to Ixtapa, Mexico, Dr. Sage Wolfe does fly all over the world to bring these personal certifications and trainings to you. So give Dr. Darrell Wolfe a call again directly, and he can put together a package that works just for you, what you need. 469-861-9454 or 855-900-4544, extension 5. Here is the cost. If you're interested in this course, if you're interested in unleashing the healer within, the Whole Life Health Certified by itself is $3,995. The Wolfe Non-Surgical Certified is 12 days at $4,900. And like I said before, put those two together, that is the New World Practitioner Certified for 21 days at $8,000. And then for women only, because we are the only ones with the vagina, the Pelvic Restoration and Disease Prevention, a 3-day masterclass for $1,197. It is about to happen in person in Calgary in late June, or in person and online in Ixtapa, Mexico for November. So head to that bhnuniversity.com to see the lineup and the calendar of events. Again, we've got the financing for all this, the Power Pack clinics and the courses. Go to these two websites and you'll find a link that says financing, and you'll be able to fill in an online form. And that is for USA people only for right now. Perfect Day consultations. If you want a perfect day consultation with Dr. Darrell Wolfe, it is possible. It is $250. That is basically half price, guys, right? Can you imagine an hour to an hour and a half with the original Braveheart cracking your coconut? Because he's good. He doesn't even really need to see your face. He just needs to hear that voice, and he can hear the programs, right? So it is absolutely imperative to get that coconut cracked, whether in person with Darrell, doing the live, showing up for the courses, right? Or if you want someone like myself, a master practitioner, to do a consultation with you, I love getting people started. I love working with people that just say, hey, that's great. You're talking about the tea, the black diamond, the black gold, but I need a little bit of help, right? I love getting people started. I love helping people refine. I just did one the other day. She's been doing this for years, but she had lots of things she wasn't doing quite right and had lots of heaviness and harshness that she had for herself. So it was really fun to do that consultation with her. So the perfectdayconsultations.com. And let's just keep going here because I think we might be about to lose our internet, Rafa. The clothing is here for you. Sweatshirts, t-shirts, and hats, all with the Doc of Detox logos on it. Let's talk about the Perfect Day Manual, pdgfree.com. Get this downloaded. This is 500 pages plus of a beautiful health manual that you need. And if you want a printed version, go to the store, $95. On that pdgfree.com site is also a link to download the Healthy to 100, help you take your power back. And that is a book written by Dr. Daryl Wolfe. Well, everything that we've talked about today is so that you can learn the only permanent health care is self-care. The only permanent love is self-love. Once you get that underhand, you are now rising to your full potential because you learned to first love yourself. You learned how to fly. Bravehearts, it's wonderful and we can come together and rise together. Definitely get on that app so that no one can keep you from these valuable interviews and education and learning how to rise. bhnuniversity.com for calendar events and the bhnapp.com to get that app downloaded. We are stronger when we rise together. Okay, let's go right to the oath, Rafa, so we can move on. I am all in for me. And so everything that we do is helping you be that friendly to yourself on the inside. And the Braveheart Oath really helps us do that. So let's read the oath together. As we said with Dr. Server before, I like to teach people to put that hand on that heart, get that skin to skin contact. And now we know you're actually helping your body do its job when we're doing this. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so the oath is, we take a breath and we say, I am love, I am healed, I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will always trust, honor, respect, protect, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God. Because I am, I can, I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. I am all in for me. I trust that you're learning how to be all in for you. Take care, Bravehearts, and we'll see you again on BHN TV station.